Welcome back. My name is Ursula Del Mar. Today I am filming previously before my show. So it's gonna start in about like 2-3 hours, but I was like, let's do half of our makeup now, and then we will do the rest of our makeup like when we're done with the video. So earlier today, I was watching episode 1 of Survivor. Season 40, Winners at War, which, first of all, okay, clock the nails. They're like press-ons. I just got them this weekend. They were $20 for like the whole bundle. No thumbnails though, because apparently my thumb is a little fat, so I couldn't fit them. Which is fine, because I think when I go get my nails done, they're gonna be this long, which are like a little like extreme, and I think I want them in white, just so it pops more. I just feel like talking more with my hands, just 'cause they're now like elongated. So we have that. Also, since we're going into March, I was like, let's do a bit of some green eyeshadows and then red at the end because of, February, whatever, da-da-da. Roses, it's all a look. It all works. Period. Okay. But thank you guys for like watching a video or two. If you've watched it, if not, it's okay. It's okay. We're still learning. We're still doing it. We're still doing our thing. Now, this first video that I was going to film tonight was about Survivor, episode 1, Winners at War. So we're back to talking about this. So I actually was watching this earlier today because I found out that you can get CBS through Amazon Prime and then just subscribe through that. So I did that, which was like meant everything was perfect, okay? So we did that, and then I guess after that, I watched it. I had to actually watch the episode. I watched it like twice. So like the first time I was like actually like legit writing down notes. Like this is how professional I am right now. I was like, girl, she's writing the notes down. Well, I had more of my phone like just talk texting, but still, regardless, same concept. So let's just start off by my initial like thoughts and like overall just viewpoints of it. I liked how fast it started. Like as soon as like it was like boom, they're on the beach, they're doing the toast. They drink their toast, and after that, it's like, okay, time to get a challenge number 1. But before that, they had, like, Jeff was like, oh, this is so iconic, such a moment, it's like, we're here, we're celebrating, da-da-da. Which I thought was really funny, was like, when they were all getting their champagne bottles, they were all like, well, is there something underneath this? Is there yes or no? But regardless, it was all a good. It was like a good like episode to begin with. It was going really fast though. That's my one thing, because like 1 minute it was like boom, 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 boom. And what I liked, but what I also didn't like, was the fact that they didn't really introduce the cast. They were like, yes, we're all winners, but they didn't take a moment to be like, this is the winner from like this season, and they won because da-da-da. Which I kind of like that, because it's like it's an all-star, so you should know these people by now, and like. It's like the season of the season, so I'll give that excuse. But apart from that, I don't know. Did we like it? Yes. So let's start off by the notes that I wrote down, okay? And then we will go from there on, okay? So the first note that I have, I decided to watch the first 30 minutes and then just take mental notes, and then I wrote them all down. Oh, here, hold on. That earring is better. These earrings are kind of goof, but it's whatever. So I wrote actually down about the champagne toast. I was like, oh, it's cute. The first challenge. Okay, so typically they have like 2 challenges, which is the first one's a reward. The second is for tribal council. But for this time, they were like, this is also the.
Hi there, how are you?
Hi, Alana. And I'm back. I got interrupted, but then I was like, you know what? We're going to use this opportunity to go get a drink, so we got a drink. So we're back on the challenge, and basically the challenge went like, here's the challenge. Instead of doing 2 challenges, 1 for reward, 1 for immunity, then this is a 2-for-1. So they ended up playing da-da-da-da-da, and you know how it goes. There's a loser, there's a winner. So I did note down that it was really funny when Kim pulled like Natalie's like ponytail. She was like meow, like snatched, which I thought was like hilarious, because I was like, girl, I thought you were like cool, but like here you are like playing kind of dirty, but it's whatever. So let's continue. We're gonna do like the first half of episode 1, which was like the first tribal elimination. So Sarah and Kim. Sarah and Kim were both the best at the challenge. I wrote that down. So they were like beasts. They were like proving that they could like snatch and compete, which we love that about our queens. So then, okay, so since it was the first episode, I didn't really pay attention to the names of the tribes, so I just wrote them down as red and blue. Very obvi. So then we have the blue lost, so they went to tribal council, which was not that night, how it typically is. It was the following night, which I thought was really interesting because they were like, you thought you had a chance, or like, it's not like you had a chance, like, it's like if you thought you had like a chance to go home that night, like they gave you more like space and area to be like, okay, let's find an idol, let's prevent ourselves from like, not being in the bottom two. Or not being in the bottom two, but like, not being voted out of the island. Sorry, that angle was kind of bothering me, so I was like, let's switch up that. Oh, this is better. This is so much better. Not by much, but it's a lot better. It's a lot more flattering for me. Yes. Okay. Oh, look at those collarbones. Beautiful. Okay. Enough. Okay. I get so sidetracked so easy. So then we go. So, okay. So let me just break it down who's on whose team in case you couldn't figure it out like I could. So we have on the blue team, we have Adam, Ethan, Natalie, Rob, Ben, Jeremy, Denise, Poverty, Michelle, and Danny. And no tea, no shade, I could not tell Danny or Amber apart for like the first 15 minutes, but it could probably be because like I didn't watch their seasons and I didn't quite figure out who they were as a person, which could also be my bad. But like at the same time, like when I was watching America's Next Top Model, when it first came out like years and years and years ago, I thought that the twins were like just two girls that looked alike. I'd never clocked it that they were like the same girl. Like twins. And then, okay, until like one day I was watching it and I was like, they're like next to each other and they look exactly the same, so guess what, they're twins. Yeah, not the brightest point or part of my life, but I hate this earring, like side note. Like it just keeps twisting to the side and it just does not look flattering. But whatever. This isn't like, an expose on the earring. We're talking about Survivor. So then that's the blue team. So now we go back to the red team. And then the red team is Nick, Ewell, Tony, Sarah, Tyson, Kim, Sandra, Wendo, Amber, and Sophie. You guys, I'm so proud that I wrote all of this down. Like legit, like was writing this down and like typing away on my phone as we were watching this whole shebang. But let me tell you, the whole episode I was like getting anxiety because I was like, is my name gonna get written down? Like, am I the one gonna be voted out? But like I haven't, I never played, and they like you could tell that there was so much tension and so much like anticipation and everything in that, and I live for it. But let's continue because otherwise we'll get like way off course and not even like Oh, so that was actually my next point was all the excitement. So I'm glad that is like at least pushing through. Oh, so when I was watching this, I did notice that there was like a lot of like division between like old school and new school because like both Rob, Poverty on their team were like, oh, we should link up together and try and take out all the new schoolers, which I think is still funny that there's like this division between like if you're playing the game like that or if you just want to like wait and react more. Which both are like great strategies, but So then excitement in the air. Oh, the fire tokens that they introduced. I was like, okay, this is interesting. How are they gonna play it out? I was like automatically thinking about all the conspiracy theories, like, can you bring someone back? Like, do you win a point, like a jury vote, if you have the most? What is the big cha-ching that, like, if you get the most, or, like, But what I did find was, like, interesting was that when you were voted out, you had to, like, will it to somebody else. And then when you were at the island, you, like, could, like, basically trade advantages for fire tokens. And then I guess if you have enough fire tokens, you'll make it back in the game. But we don't know that yet. Like, it's assuming, which leads us to, like, a heartbreaking moment in a bit, but, yeah. So then that brings us, so we have all the scattering between like the blue team, I think, first. And then Emily, Danny, Jeremy. Yeah. Yeah, because, okay. So plot twist, spoiler alert, if you have not watched episode 1. We're gonna go to the tribal council, which they spilled a lot of tea. But not really, but like, I wish things would have broken down differently, but because of the way that things broke down, sadly, we lost one of our dear queens. Rest in peace, Miss Natalie. And like what hurts even more was that she was the first one eliminated, but not only that, she had never even been like, her name was never like really written down, and she was like never, well, I mean, it probably was once or twice, but she never like was like eliminated and had her like torch put out and everything. So she makes it to the final in her original season, right? And there, in that final, she wins. And then she's the first one out in the first, like in winners. Ooh. Which is kind of like mimics her original story when like her twinnie Nadia in the original season, she was voted out first. This was also sad, and I was just like, girl, y'all fucked her up because she was like good with Jeremy, but like I also understood it, but at the same time there was bigger targets and bigger fish to fry than like Natalie and Jeremy. But I would understand why you would want to get rid of that connection because like she like revenged him, so I could see it, but at the same time, do I stand? No, because I think it was boogerism. She should have stayed past episode 1. That's just all I'm saying. Okay. And then, okay, so then what also was really big in this whole episode was like all like the connections that people had outside the game. So like, let me spritz. So then there was like this one like big thing about like the poker alliance, which was basically like Kim, Tyson, Jeremy, Amber, Rob, and they had all played poker outside of the game previously. And then I guess Tyson in one of these was like, oh, like if we were all in a team ever, we would all like be in an alliance. Like not in a team, but if we were all on an island together, it would all be the dominant alliance, which I was like, okay, should you be revealing that? No, but we're here. Okay, so we just talked about briefly like the connections versus the non-connections existing on, hold on. I'm sorry if I always keep like fucking up with like my hair, but you know. That's just like the perfectionist in me. Look at that. How is she? Okay. Probably not that interesting. But, ooh. I may or may not edit this part out. We'll see once it's on YouTube. But I'd like to leave my footage as raw as possible so I can like learn and like later on see where I was struggling, where I was, you know. But side note. So Edge of Extinction. Sorry, I wasn't sure if this was filming. Edge of Extinction is back. Da-da-da-da, connections versus no connections, Natalie, big fucking tear, oh, hoping she comes back, I said that already, Edge of Extinction. Okay, so after Natalie was voted out, she gifted her token to somebody else, and then, which was an interesting point, like, so later the next day, or whenever, she got like, basically an offer that was like, you can sell this immunity idol to someone on the losing team, and if they buy it, you get a fire token. And if you collect enough fire tokens, you may possibly go back into the game. Allegedly, this is all alleged. Nothing is confirmed. We're waiting. You know. So then which leads to some more spilling tea. But I have to like. So basically, it goes to the next challenge, which I didn't really note anything down. But after Natalie's eliminated, she gives her to Edge of Extinction, so that leaves to the second elimination of the episode, which is the second challenge. Blah, blah, blah. I believe Blue Team ends up winning this time, which sends Red to Tribal Council. In which, previously to Tribal Council, Sandra was like stirring a lot of shit, da da da. And the editing in this episode was like so crisp and so mint. So she was like, I can like spread all these rumors around and like da 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 da. But the reason why I'm able to do that is because then she clocks out like the hidden immunity idol. And then she's like, I'm not sure, but I think that like Natalie may have like been able to like, you know, give it to me from outside the game. Which I thought was really sickening, The fact that Sandra got it and the fact that it's good for 3 tribal councils, mint. I also love that Natalie got a fire token because we stand Natalie. I still think that she should have not gone home first. This does not rhyme or anything, but it's okay. But she should have not gone home first, and it's a bummer. Okay, which leads us to tribal council number 2, which was sadly another spoiler. Was when Amber was voted off. Which we all kind of expected, because, like, no tea, no shade, but, like, your husband's Rob. And at this point, no one's gonna be like, oh, let me, like, you know. We all saw that coming. Yeah. They weren't staying around as much for a couple, but I'm grateful that she went home because that means no one else that I like. I actually like Kim as a player, and I'm glad that she was not targeted and she did not go home because we want to see her around some more because I feel like given the longevity, she'll go far. Whatever, I'm not even sure if that was right. Double elimination, Sandra buys the fire, Kim. Oh, yeah, so then the Poker Alliance, like, they were really big on this Poker Alliance. So, okay. Which, let me just throw in my 2 cents, but if I was ever, like, playing poker with someone that, like, I would eventually want to be on, it's all super, like, based on, like, you know, where you are. I don't know. It's so hard, you know? But it's, like, just, I guess basically anything you say can later come and, like, bite you in the ass, basically, in life. So, like, if you're ever in a poker tournament and, like, you're ever against your best Judies, just always be like, I would cut their throat, and never be like, oh, yeah, I'll be in an alliance with them, even though you definitely would be. You have to, like, play it very, like, Rolasco Talks on, like, season 2 of All Stars. They were originally on season 5 of Drag Race, but they later went on to be half of the cast, basically, on season 2 of Drag Race. Do with that with what you will, but I had a great time watching this show. The first episode got me. I was like hooked, line, sinker, everything. I'm glad that I still have 1 more episode to watch. And then after tonight, there's 1 more episode to air. So I have 2 more episodes. And then hopefully I'll be caught up. But thank you guys for watching this review, this sum up, this thoughts, concerns, everything, you know. I'm always really grateful for like the 2 people that watch my blog. I wouldn't be anything without you. My name is Ursula Delmar, and thank you for watching. Oh my god, girl, I'm trying to pose all sexy for like the last 5, 10, 15 minutes. Not 15 minutes, 15 seconds. But here we are. Maybe this earring just fucking hates me. But anyways, make sure like you like and subscribe if you want. If you don't, it's all Gucci. Girl, I wouldn't like or subscribe because look at this. The earring keeps like flipping. Maybe she just wants to like, never mind. Thank you guys once again.